Deputy Speaker, the reason I'm speaking on this is personal. I gave birth to two very premature boys back just over 17 years ago now, and through that they were born at 27 weeks, 13 weeks premature.
Agreed to, and I call the member for Hughes.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise to speak on this motion, which has been brought by the member for Werriwa. I thank the member for Werriwa for her courage in speaking out about this issue and for sharing a very personal experience. I also acknowledge the previous speaker on this, the member for Macarthur, and acknowledge the work that he has done not only in this place but also as a doctor for many, many years, looking after not just mothers but also children. Deputy Speaker, October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. Sunday the 15th of October marks Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day. This date acknowledges the shared loss experienced by parents, friends and healthcare workers of those little ones lost too soon, whether through miscarriage, stillbirth, neonatal death or any other loss. Deputy Speaker, the reason I'm speaking on this is personal. I gave birth to two very premature boys back just over 17 years ago now, and through that they were born at 27 weeks, 13 weeks premature. And through that journey, although my husband and our outcome was a positive one, during our journey through a number of neonatal intensive care units, including down here at the Canberra Hospital, we saw firsthand some very different outcomes. And I think that anyone that has seen a parent go through the loss of a child never forgets it, and certainly we need to do all that we can as a government and as a society to support families, whether it be through a miscarriage, whether it be through a stillbirth or whether it be through some other birth trauma. And that's why I support this motion, and I commend the government for providing $5.1 million to organisations to support women and their families following stillbirth or miscarriage. And Deputy Speaker, the 15th of October serves as a moving reminder of the universal sadness felt by parents, friends and healthcare professionals in the wake of the devastating loss of infants, however that may have occurred. And I want to speak firstly about miscarriage. And often the joy and excitement that a much hoped-for pregnancy brings sadly ends in tragedy and grief for far too many Australians. I've had friends that have gone through miscarriages, and they said for them one of the worst parts was the loneliness and the isolation. Many women miscarriage in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy, and that's usually a time when women don't feel that they can share that joy publicly, and so then they often have to go through this quietly with their partner, and there is a big sense of grief during that time as well. And if we look at the numbers in Australia, 110,000 Australians experience a miscarriage every year, and more than 2,000 experience stillbirth, and almost $700 million lose a baby within the first 28 days after birth.
Thank you. Thank the member.
And I think this day and this month highlights that the recognition of these numbers really does underscore the gravity of the issue. And, Deputy Speaker, families undergoing these traumatic events need significant support. No amount of economic or financial support can heal their grief, but it can go some way. Putting in place workplace measures, which are now in place to help parents suffering through either infant loss or pregnancy loss, are of some assistance. Providing that much needed social support and economic support is something that we can do to assist these women and families. So Deputy Speaker, the day serves as an important opportunity, and I also take this opportunity to acknowledge the work of organisations like Red Nose Australia, Still Aware, SANS and Miracle Babies. These organisations serve as a key pillar of strength for bereaved parents and families and provide immeasurable guidance and support. Deputy Speaker, by addressing these issues together, we prioritise support for these families, and that's why I do commend the government for the $5.1 million that's being invested in these organisations. Thank you.
Thank the member.